Welcome back, survivors. Today, we're diving deep into Fallout Season 2, Episode 3, The Profligate. This episode peels back everything we think we know about loyalty, power, and what happens when soldiers finally open their eyes and realize they've been fighting for the wrong side. And trust me, this one changes everything. Let's get into it. The episode opens like a memory breaking apart. Maximus and the Ghoul stand on opposite ends of time, one born into the wasteland, the other dragged through centuries of lies, but both carry the same scar. They obeyed, they believed, and now they live with the consequences. We see flashes, training, orders barked, battles fought, and finally the slow realization that their loyalty wasn't honored, it was exploited. That's the theme of this episode. What happens when a good soldier realizes the cause was rotten the entire time? And what they each do after that is what defines them. Cut to Lucy. Still hopeful, still stubborn, still walking like the world is something she can politely negotiate with. After abandoning the Ghoul back in Episode 2, she pushes forward alone, convinced she can handle the Legion, convinced she understands this world. But the Legion is ruthless in ways Lucy still hasn't fully processed. She calls them out, mocks their rules, questions their brutality, as if logic will save her. It doesn't. The scene escalates until Lucy realizes too late that she's misjudged the danger. Her idealism collapses into fear as she's dragged away and left crucified, powerless, exposed, baking under the desert sun. And here's the twist. The one who rescues her is the Ghoul, the very man she abandoned. No speeches, no lecture, just cold practicality, because despite everything, he still recognizes that survival sometimes means saving people, even when you shouldn't trust them. For Lucy, it's not just a rescue, it's a mirror, and it forces the audience to ask, has Lucy learned anything at all? Or is she still the naive vault dweller refusing to accept that the world has changed? Now we shift to Maximus, and this is where things start to burn. Quintus, smug, power-hungry, absolutely convinced he's the smartest man in every room, looks at Maximus and sees nothing more than a weapon, a sword to be swung, a body to be ordered, a mind to be ignored. He calls Maximus dim, dismisses his instincts, and strips him of identity. No man, no history, no conscience, just a tool. And that arrogance becomes his downfall. Because beneath everything, beneath the armor, the fear, the need to belong, Maximus is finally learning to think for himself. Enter Paladin Xander Harkness. Charming, smiling, composed. He pretends to be different from Quintus. He talks about unity, strategy, bigger plans. But the more he speaks, the more obvious it becomes. He's the same, just better at hiding it. He makes you feel respected while still pulling your strings. And when Maximus realizes this, that both the Commonwealth and the Brotherhood see him as nothing more than a weapon, the choice becomes simple. For the first time, Maximus chooses himself. He sparks a war, one that neither side expected, and walks straight into the unknown. If he had to do it again, he absolutely would. The show begins to mirror histories. We're reminded of Cooper Howard, the man who would become the Ghoul, a golden boy, a symbol, someone used for propaganda, controlled and posed until all that remained was a shell. He broke free and paid for it with everything, his humanity, his family, his sense of self. Maximus stands dangerously close to the same path. The parallel is powerful and terrifying. The Ghoul is almost like a warning. This is what happens when you wake up too late, and you can feel Maximus edging closer to that same cliff. Lucy continues wrestling with the world. She sees injustice. She speaks out. She tries to stay good. But the problem isn't her heart. It's that she refuses to evolve. She has watched people die. She has lost her mother. She has seen her father's true nature. She has walked through hell. And yet, she behaves like the world should still bend to vault logic. Episode 3 forces the viewer to question, is Lucy strong or simply refusing to grow. Because survival in this world doesn't mean losing yourself, but it does mean changing. And right now, Lucy is standing still. Then, a surprise. Thaddeus returns. Last we saw him, he was halfway to becoming a ghoul, bitter, selfish, dangerous. Now, he's fully turned. But instead of becoming a feral monster, he's running something like a scavenger camp, part orphanage, part work hub, part strange sanctuary at the end of the world. He isn't cruel, he isn't violent, he protects the kids, he challenges stereotypes, he stands up even when men in power armor show up. It's messy, imperfect, but undeniably human. And when Maximus sees him, there's this moment, brief, silent, where memory and guilt clash. They remember who they were, who they pretended to be, and who they still might become. The wasteland didn't just destroy Thaddeus, it changed him. And that's one of the scariest truths in Fallout. The apocalypse doesn't always make monsters. Sometimes it reveals who you could have been all along. By the end, everything becomes clear. The Profligate isn't about betrayal. It's about people who finally refuse to play the roles written for them. Maximus refuses to be a weapon. The Ghoul refuses to be a monster dictated by his past. Thaddeus refuses to be nothing more than a mistake. And Lucy? She stands at a crossroads, needing to finally accept that innocence alone isn't survival. The episode leaves us with tension, fear, and hope, because awakening is painful, but it's also necessary. And in Fallout, the most dangerous thing isn't radiation, mutants, or war. It's realizing the truth and deciding what you're going to do about it. And that was Fallout Season 2, Episode 3, The Profligate. Let me know in the comments, is Maximus becoming a hero or the next ghoul? Do you think Lucy will finally evolve? And what did you think about Thaddeus's return? If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the Wasteland has a lot more secrets left to reveal. Thanks for watching, and remember, war never changes.